Hello, healers and health seekers. It's me, Ichota, healing with medical medium information for 39 months now, 3 years and 3 months. If you want to know all about the diagnoses and symptoms and conditions I'm healing from, links are in the description box below. But today, it's time for What's Up Wednesday, and Wednesday being spelled W-H-E-N because once again, filming this on a Saturday. Anyway, it's when I come in here and talk about my healing journey and what's been going on with me. Usually I do other types of videos too, but lately this is what I have capacity for, so this is what I'm doing. So last week I talked about getting back to basics, and that is what I'm continuing to do. I had this past week a really good conversation with Eileen Crispell. Her website, I will link it below. She is a shaman and she is incredible with emotional support, and that is what I really have needed, going through this transitional period and going through this time of house seeking. And I have needed that emotional support, and she helped me to remember to, again, her advice was very much along the lines of what I was feeling intuitively for myself, which was getting back to basics and talking about doing that in an emotional way and just bringing myself back to me, grounding and disengaging from all the other energies out there. So every day when I wake up and when I go to bed, I have been saying those things that help me bring myself back to me and disengage from other energies. And I have been as many times a day as I can, a la Matt Kahn. He talks about that he said there's a very simple way you can ground, is just feel your feet on the floor. When you feel your feet on the floor, you're grounded. You're grounding back into your body. And so as many times a day as I can, I stop. I feel my feet on the floor, and it'll also cause me to pause and take a breath and just be back in my body. And that has been helping a lot. And it's so simple. It's the simplest things. It's so basic, and it is perfect. It's perfect for what I need. The weather's starting to change here a little bit. It's starting to go from brutal heat to cooler weather, and it's bringing up like my throat and stuff like that. It's kind of getting a little like I need to clear it, and I'm a little more stuffed up. And Midwest weather changes are so fun. I always look so tired when I make these videos, and it's because I just got up. I don't look like this all day. It doesn't matter. That's not about what I look like. It's just about sharing what's happening, sharing my healing journey. Okay, so I want to be clear that, if you watch my videos and you've been watching them, and I hope you don't stop watching them just because right now they're a little depressing. It's not going to go on like that forever. Well, you know what? Here's the real truth. I hope that people get what they need to get from my videos. If it gives you comfort because we're going through this together, that's fantastic. If it gives you hope for healing, oh my gosh, that would be my dream. Whatever it is that draws you to my videos, I hope that I'm fulfilling that. And that's what I want to say about that, because I'm not doing this channel for views. I'm not doing this channel for monetary gain. It's not monetized as of the making of this video. I'm just doing it for myself and in the hopes of reaching out to other people and helping them heal, honestly, because it's such a gift to have this healing and to have the medical medium information and to be healing from it. And I just want to share that with people who are interested in sharing it. So that's why I'm here, and that's presumably why you're here as well. Anyway, so I want to be clear that whatever minor setbacks I'm having right now, like flare and little bits of symptoms coming up or whatever, because of all of the adrenaline that's been running through my body while we're having all this stress and stuff like that, it does not preclude or negate the healing that I have done. It does not erase the last 3 years of healing that I have done, that where I came from being homebound, stuck in my home, having such deep chronic fatigue that I couldn't really move. I could only stand for 5 minutes, and then I would be in excruciating pain. And 5 minutes was a long time for me. It was usually less. I couldn't really shower, like once a week I would force myself to take a shower because it would just get like, I can't, but it also, taking a shower would take me out. Like when I say take me out, it would exhaust me. I would be on the sofa. I would just be collapsed and wouldn't be able to do anything. And it was such an exhausting activity. Every part of it, changing my clothes, taking my clothes off, all of these things that we take for granted all the time, because for regular people, that's nothing. Like, how could taking a shower exhaust you? Oh, it can. And if you've been chronically ill and if you've had chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, all these things, the pain and the exhaustion that it can take. And I couldn't leave my home. I was, because of the mast cell activation disorder and always having reactions to literally everything. I was allergic to the world. I was allergic to foods. I was allergic to petrochemicals, and I still have sensitivities to those chemicals, but my recovery time is much faster. That doesn't mean I want to go be exposed to everything. I still need to be careful about my chemical sensitivity and about, like when we're going through this home buying process, I have to be aware of what's in the air, but I am aware of it because there are certain petrochemicals that still will absolutely give me migraines and brain fog and make me feel just really dizzy and ill, and they will cause inflammation in my body, and my vagus nerve will go wonky, and it messes with my central nervous system big time. So yeah, I still have that neurological effect, but I can go into the world. I don't have to wear a mask to everything, and I wouldn't want to wear a mask house hunting, by the way, because if I'm going to react, I want to react because I'm going to have to live in that house. If we buy a house, I'm going to have to live in it, and I want to know that I can be in it safely. So yes, that's still there, but not nearly to the degree. Like, I couldn't even go in my own car without wearing a VOG mask. I couldn't walk. I had a wheelchair. I had a prescription for a wheelchair, and I had a wheelchair, and the next step in our process was about to be like, get me an electric wheelchair, because I was going to be in that wheelchair for life. That was the prognosis from the medical community, that this is the trajectory of your life now. Your life is in a wheelchair, so get used to it, because we don't know how to help you walk again. Chronic fatigue is something we don't have any information about. They couldn't do anything. I'm still functional. When I'm coming in here, I'm fussing about all the stuff that I'm going through, and I'm having a hard time. It's mostly emotional. And yes, there's a couple of symptoms that are coming back a little bit, like 1/10 of, not even 1/10 of what they were when I was my sickest. Like, this stuff was debilitating to me when it was my sickest. Right now, it's a minor annoyance. It doesn't stop my function. It doesn't impede me being able to do the things I need to do, except for the anxiety. But that's, again, still not at that level. Just sometimes things ramp up a little higher, and it's kind of a slower spiral, and I don't know, that's a whole thing in and of itself. But it doesn't impede. It doesn't even come close. So the reason this is all coming up for me is that I was watching Anthony's live yesterday. He did an impromptu, treat, live on Instagram and Facebook, and I was just feeling so grateful for the information, and there's always more information, and people ask questions in the lives, and several of us who have been around the community a long time and we know the information try to help direct people to the best way for them to get their answers to their questions. And I was just feeling so grateful. I was feeling so much gratitude, and so I was saying like, this has gotten me my life back. Like, I was close to death, and that's true. And this information is the only one that's healed me. I followed so many other paths and they led me wrong. I followed all the latest science and the latest research, and it led me wrong. And only the medical medium information ever gave me the truth and ever gave me any relief and real healing. And that's true. That's absolutely true. And it may be someone who actually watches my videos, but I think if it is, then it's probably they haven't seen many of my videos. Anyway, someone said, "Oh, I'm glad to see you're feeling a little bit better, because it sounds like you were doing really poorly." And I'm just like, in your videos or something, it was something like that, and I was like, what? I'm not doing really poorly. I mean, I'm struggling through this time emotionally. I'm having a really hard time with that, and then yes, the adrenaline is running in my body, but that doesn't negate the healing that's happened and the gratitude that I have for this information. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine going through all of this without the medical medium information. Like, where would I be? I wouldn't be in this ability to do any of it. I couldn't. Because I would still just be laying on the couch close to death, like praying for death, honestly, because of how incredibly painful and miserable it was to be like that every day and know that I couldn't participate in anything in life, and I couldn't even make food or wash a dish or fold or wash a laundry or fold a laundry or do anything. Like, I couldn't. I was so incapacitated, and I had such incredible brain fog that, I mean, as much as I could, I did all the research I could possibly do to try to find answers and help for what was going on. And it was like, that was sort of my full-time day job in a way, but I was so, most of the time I was just so out of it, and I was so unable to do anything. And it was incredibly hard. It was incredibly hard. It was incredibly painful every day. And I know I don't have to go back to that. I know I don't. Like, I know that all of this is temporary. I know I have the information to keep myself going, and I know I have the information to support myself through it, and I don't always use it all. I do food-wise, but I don't sort of. And anyway, I don't always eat enough adrenal snacks or whatever, but I do know what to do, and then when I'm less brain fogged, which I think the celery force is definitely helping because I'm less brain fogged, and then I get support. Like, I was able to reach out to Eileen with support to do that, because talking to friends in the community, and they were saying, like, I really think you need to talk to Eileen, and I was like, I know, I really do. And finally I just reached out to Eileen and said, Eileen, I think I need to talk to you. And she's like, okay, let's do it. Set up an appointment. And we set a time to have a call. We had a call, and the call was just so supportive, because sometimes you just need to be heard. Sometimes you just need somebody to, like, listen to you without judgment and just hold that space for you and wrap their energy like another mama bear, just being a mama for you and wrapping that space around you in that sort of, what do I want to say, sort of that, like, mental hug and just let you cry it out. And she did that. She let me just say all the things I needed to say and cry it out. And she gave me some suggestions for tools that would be helpful for me that are just simple. Like, just I don't have to go do a bunch of things, and I don't have to remember this and remember that. She suggested 1 time a day. I said I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to do it when I get up, and I'm going to do it before I go to bed. I'm going to say this. I wrote it in my little notebook. Disconnecting from everyone else's energy, calling myself back home to me, to my body. And then Matt Kahn's thing of just grounding. Whenever I feel my feet on the floor, I'm grounded. And that has me, feeling that has me pause and take a deep breath. And it's just being simple. And then also, like I said last week, not being on social media. I have a friend who has graciously agreed to text me whenever there is a medical medium live, and that's how I was on the live yesterday. And she does that, and then I can get on the live. And what I do is, because I've uninstalled Instagram from my phone, and I just reinstall it real quick, get on the live, uninstall it right after. So I'm only there on the lives. And it's helping me to disengage from that, although I do see myself going a little bit, because I still use Facebook to connect with my sister circle, and 2 members of my sister circle are in other countries, and so we use Facebook to message each other back and forth, and so I won't uninstall Facebook because of that. Or not uninstall it, I mean on the computer. I won't, like, I still go to it on my computer. So I have to try to keep myself from scrolling, because I don't usually scroll on Facebook, but for some reason now that I'm not scrolling on Instagram, it's like I'm kind of unconsciously wanting to do it somewhere else. So I'm like, okay, step away from this. And anyway, it's a process. So it is helping me cope better. It's helping me feel more peaceful, and also I think taking the celery force is helping. And so I was talking to another friend who's healing in the medical medium community, and we're talking about, because the medical medium did the live because a thyroid healing book is on sale, but it makes me want to read it again, and it was making her want to read it again, and so we were talking about that, and maybe doing the 90-day thyroid cleanse again, because I haven't done that one in such a long time. I only did it once, and I think I finished it, but I didn't do it perfectly. So it would be nice to revisit it again and try it out again. So I think we were talking about doing that, and somebody else also suggested it, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe we'll do that. Or we were talking about maybe doing variations of, like, alternating the cleanses, where we do the 28-day cleanse and then like a month or 3 rounds of liver rescue, and then do thyroid healing 90-day cleanse, like that. Just kind of keep alternating between them, because the thing is like we were both noticing for ourselves that fat-free is really better, and I had been letting fat slip in. I said, and then I also had been watching my friend Heather's video, and she was talking about her own journey with, she does a different kind of plant-based eating, but she's actually somebody I know in real life. Before all of this, I knew her. Before she lost all her weight, I knew her. And in her video, she was talking about how much easier it is to maintain than it is to restart or to even start. So, and I said, yeah, and I've been experiencing that as well with letting, it's just the tiniest bit of fat. It's like a little bit of fat in some foods, and sometimes a quarter of an avocado or something. And the avocado is not, I think, a big deal for me. Like, my body seems to process that okay, but it's anything with nuts or seeds in it, it's that slippery slope. And for me, if I let it in one day, I'm letting it in the next day, I'm letting it in the next day. And it's so much harder to go back to fat-free than it is to just be fat-free and maintain it. And my body just likes it better when I'm fat-free. And then I was talking about my struggle with the 28-day cleanse, how it's always hard for me to get, if I do completely, because the 28-day cleanse isn't fat-free, but I do it fat-free. So if I do the 28-day cleanse fat-free, or if I eat all raw, just fruits and vegetables, and it's fat-free, then it's very hard for me to get enough calories. So, and to eat enough throughout the day. That is my struggle, is eating enough throughout the day so that I'm not hungry and that I'm not crashing. And so we were thinking about that, and that's why it sort of felt better to also have the liver rescue cleanse, because it does have steamed vegetables in it, and it does have potatoes in it. And because I made it about 49 days fat-free before it was too much detox too fast for me, I thought, okay, well, what if I do the 28-day cleanse and I do that fat-free, but then I go liver rescue, and then I go thyroid healing? I don't know. It could be interesting, switching between the different medical medium cleanses. Anyway, it's just thoughts. So, I don't know. I felt it necessary to clarify. Like, even when I'm struggling like this, even when I'm having a difficult time and I'm needing to find my basics again and reassess and stuff like that, it's not because my healing isn't working, and it's not because anything's failing me. Life happens, you know? We have things come up, and it's important to look at, am I supporting myself the best way I can through this? And find the places you need more support. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to spin out a little bit, and I have, and that's okay too. It's okay to be processing your emotions. It's okay to have your emotions, and it's okay to stumble a little bit, you know? Like, we're only human. We're not... Healing doesn't mean you never have setbacks. Ever. It doesn't, I mean, what do you think life is? You're just suddenly in this bubble and nothing ever is going to happen. It's like, yeah, okay, stress is going to happen, and adrenaline is going to run, and when adrenaline runs for a long time, it's going to start feeding pathogens, and stuff's going to come up, and maybe, you know, I have a new strain even of the EBV because I'm having symptoms I didn't have before. I mean, that's all possible, and it's okay because I have the healing information to take care of it. I'm not like, oh no, if I have a new strain, that's it. What? It's going to take me down. No, not at all, because now I'm supporting my body in the way it needs to be supported. Even if I am eating like a little tiny bit of fat, it's not going to impede my healing. It's just, I want to feel my best. And I know for me that that's more of kind of a little bit of, look, it's okay, whatever it is. And it's just that I know that I feel better, and I know that my body still needs big healing, you know. It still has a ways to go before it's at optimum, especially right now. But that's okay. It doesn't negate how far I've come. Like, holy moly. I made those 3 videos about all the symptoms and conditions that have healed, and that's still all there. It's still all there. All those symptoms and conditions have still healed. That has not changed at all. But you can get in a flare, you know. Things can happen. But it doesn't mean we can't take care of ourselves and fix it and just continue to be consistent, and it will go back. It'll go back, and I'm not really worried about it. And actually, I am being consistent, and I am taking care of myself, and the symptoms are getting less and less, and so it's fine. It's okay. It's okay to have a flare. It's okay to spin out. It's okay to struggle, you know. It doesn't change how much I've healed, and it doesn't change the fact that this information works. So I can certainly understand people having doubt. I can certainly understand that, because the world we live in does not support healing. It just doesn't. And there's so much misinformation out there, and for those of us who have tried all of it, it seems like, and we have tried thing after thing after thing, and it doesn't, you know, you think it's working, and then it turns out that it's not, and you get sicker and sicker and whatever. Like, there's nothing like this. There's just nothing else like this out there. And if you haven't already done this long enough to really have that hope build back up, and have that trust build back up, and have that faith build back up, or maybe you're not utilizing all of the tools, you know, in it, like using the angels and using the meditations and the herbs and supplements and doing the heavy metal detox smoothie and the celery juice and the lemon water. It's like, you want to make sure you really give it a fair shot. But maybe if you're not at that level yet, you don't really know that, oh, you can be healing and you can have a setback, but you can still bounce back from it. It's like, yeah, no, you can. And I'm so looking forward to being in a house where I can rebound and take detox baths and really, really just fully support myself in all the ways that I need to. I know I'm going to get there. I know I'm going to get there. This is temporary. All this nonsense and this pain and this struggle is temporary. And like I said already, because I am doing the things and I do have the supports in place, I'm already like, some of these symptoms are lessening, and like the anxiety and the spinning out. Yeah, and having the extra tools, the emotional tools, the support and the grounding and the deep breaths is helping so much. It's helping so much. And just, oh, and another thing I've started, again, I was doing this before. Sometimes things fall out and I just don't even, yeah, you get in survival mode, things fall out of practice. But writing down 5 things I'm grateful for at the end of every day. You can do it at the beginning of the day, it doesn't matter. But I actually have a gratitude journal, and I picked up my gratitude journal and I wrote 5 things, and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna do this. And it just helps. It helps. Every little emotional part helps. Every little spiritual tool, it helps. And for me, having people like Eileen Crispell and having Matt Kahn's teachings and the medical medium meditations and the angels, it's like all of these things are incredible supports for me, and they matter, and using them works. It helps. It all makes a difference. So I just wanted to give that update because I just wanted to address that. Like, hey, my healing's still happening. This is just a bump in the road, you know. It's temporary. So, my lovelies, I still have not answered your comments, and I'm so okay. I'm sorry that I haven't done that, and I really still will. And I just want to thank you for your perseverance with your own healing with me. I want to thank you for your presence and your beautiful selves, and I want to just congratulate you and commend you, and I would love to hear about how you're doing in the comments below. Please tell me, and just share your stories with me. Whatever you want to tell me in the comments. I just always love to hear from you, and thank you for being you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being with me on this healing journey. It isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. It's always worth it. I am so grateful for the medical medium. And hey, hopefully I'll get this video up before then. He's going to do another live on Sunday morning, I think he said. So I don't know what it's going to be about. He didn't say, but I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you caught the live on Instagram and Facebook yesterday. And if you did not, go watch them. Go watch them. They're really good. Amazon put the thyroid healing book on sale, and he has no control over that, and he doesn't even ever know. So they put the thyroid healing book on sale, and he found out, and then he was like, yeah, okay, great, this is fantastic, more people can get the book. And so he did a live about thyroid healing, and he talked all about the thyroid, and oh my gosh, every time he does a live, there's either new information that I didn't know, like, you know, he'll either say something I didn't know, or he'll deepen my understanding of what information he's already put out there, but I always get something new and fresh out of it, or it reminds me of something that I've forgotten, or, you know, it's always just amazing, and his energy's amazing, and being with all the people in the medical community, all the people in the community who are healing with his information is always such a gift. And yeah, so there's gonna be another live on Sunday, so watch it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you like this video. You can subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button over there, and you can ding the bell next to it. If you want to be notified when I post a new video, highly recommend dinging the bell, since I'm kind of inconsistent these days about posting given this transitional state we're in and looking for houses, and sometimes I just don't have, sometimes I'm just in that back to basics space where I just need to pull all of my energy in and be with myself and breathe. love you. Remember to stay curious, my lovelies. You can heal. Mwah. Blessings on your continued healing journey, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.